36 out here this morning. We was getting really spoiled by that warmer weather. That was a big stretch stripe. Yeah, stretch at the front and then stretch at the back. Hi, bud. Everybody's out here. That's always a relief. The birds almost ate up all of that wet, dry chow yesterday. Not quite, but almost. And here's Tux. I have a chicken, and I used up the last of my chicken, so hopefully I can remember to put it on today on the Instant Pot. Gray's going to be around this morning to eat her chicken. That's going to put me in a better mood. I'm ready to go back to sleep. Not go for a drive. Good morning, Dusty. Hey, bud. No, good boy. Good boy. Don and I have been in for round 1 with Gray. We have to do 1 eye drop and then wait 5 minutes and do another eye drop. Hi, buddy, that's good. Yeah, lick that chicken. It's a good boy. She doesn't like the stuff down the throat, but Don and I are thinking she likes the eye drops because they're cold and they soothe the eye for a few minutes. Thanks, Donnie.
You're welcome.
We're definitely late. Oh, well. Good morning, Ruby. Well, I missed showing it to you, but the moon is full, or looks full and gorgeous, and setting in the western sky right now. Hopefully RaleighSkyline.com was lined up downtown for a great picture, because where it was in the sky right now, it had excellent potential. We're doing okay. Ruby says 7:33 a.m. So we're going to be a little late, but unless we have major backup on the road, we're not going to be incredibly late. Well, we're up to a whopping 44 degrees now. It's been a pretty peaceful morning on the road. Going to be a sunny day, high in the 50s. It's a pretty normal temperature January day. It's not above average or below. It's pretty much what we would expect for January. So all in all, a pretty nice day. I'll take it. Don and I should be able to go for our walk this morning. I could definitely tell I didn't walk yesterday from a pain management perspective, so I will be glad to get out there, chilly or not. Well, I got out and did my walkabout. I'm glad to be back in the car. It's cold out there this morning. Let me hit the door lock and bring up the backup camera, which I try to do while I'm over here, just to be situationally aware per my end of the world books. Oh, so Johnny and I agreed to a 12 o'clock-ish pickup. He knows Mom's often running a few minutes late, but I let him know when I'm on the other side of Fuquay coming past John Deere what Ruby says my arrival time is, and then he just try, unless he sees another message from me that that's off, he's out there ready at that time, so that works good. It can really vary how much time it takes to get through town, so I don't tell them until I've made it through town. That's the most changing, gotta be go with the flow part of my drive is that park, just going through Main Street Fuquay. So he'll be over at his father's house this weekend. Don is waiting on parts for the water heater so we can get more warm water. We have kind of warm water right now, not as warm as we want it to be, so he's planning to fix that. I think we'll put up the outside Christmas stuff at the very least, the wreaths and the inflatable and those kind of things. I'll swap out my flags, that kind of stuff. So it never stops. Grace seems to be doing okay. She started playing with the door underneath the bathroom sink, and look, I've had cats in bathrooms before, so this is not my first rodeo, and I knew that that was a possibility. So we tried to rubber band, but that wasn't very tight. So we ended up with those Lego bins. They got to come in handy for something, right? So we put a Lego bin in front of it, and she seemed to respect the bin and not, you know, she's pretty tiny. She's like 9 something at the vet, which is about nighttime size. She might be a little bit bigger than nighttime, but not by a lot. So anyway, she seemed to be doing good. She ate all her chicken this morning. She's eating now. You know, the eye still looks visibly different than the other eye, like it had a trauma, but the vet was really hopeful she'd retain her vision and it would get back to normal. So we scheduled an appointment for the 18th at 11 for them to just eyeball it, glance at it, make sure they're happy with it. It would just be a quick pull up to the parking lot. They'll come get her, take her back. He'll look at it. They'll bring her back out. So I will, I'll figure out how to make that work. It'll be before I pick up Johnny versus after I drop him off in the morning. So yeah, we'll make that work. I guess that's all for right now. I didn't have a lot of time the last 2 nights to watch too many YouTubes, Tesla wise or anything. I know the stock is still not super high, but it is what it is. I'm on the side where I still think it's going to go back up, and go back up a lot. At some point we can be patient. So anyway, good morning. I'm going to head home and get out on our walk. We saw that same Rivian in town this morning, about a block back, before we made the turn by the cookout. So it looks like our work school pattern is pretty similar. We're going to be seeing it a bunch this semester. That's cool. I need to look up what that green color is officially called, or message Kyle and ask him. It looks mossy green or forest green kind of color to me. It's you know, it's outdoorsy like you would expect for the Rivian. So it looked like a nice spec. And there was one other thing I was going to say. Oh, I didn't notice any difference on 30.5 with autopilot than the prior release. I don't know exactly what was in that release. Bug fixes, I think, which they never tell us exactly what bug fixes. But I haven't noticed any difference. She's was driving good on the other release for me, and she's driving good on this release. So yeah, so it's FSD beta 10.69.25.1 or 2022.44.30.5. And this release contains minor bug fixes and improvements. You know, that highly detailed specification they give us there about the bug fixes. But I guess, you know, in fairness to Tesla, if they put out there all the little things that they fixed, then the people that, you know, the haters would be blasting it all over Reuters and CNBC. And so I guess, you know, I sort of do understand. There have been 1 or 2 times over the years where they probably should have told us the behavior changed and didn't, though. So, but it's a fine line, I guess, between too much and not enough. I sure am glad we're out here this morning. I didn't like missing our walk yesterday.
I don't know. I no comment.
Oh, that was kind of.
Well, it isn't like I got to sit on the couch. Just working.
Yeah. Well, it's a calmer day, so I'm just grateful for that at this point.
Yeah,
please let it stay that way.
Yes, please.
The community center continues to have quite the full parking lot in the morning. And out here on the track, it's just me and Don. And it is a little windy for 46. It's not bad, but I liked yesterday's weather better.
That's right.
Walk complete.
Yay!
Jules says it's 53 out there now. We certainly were not cold, no. Almost working on being hot in the sun.
Yeah, I've already unzipped my coat.
Don and I were talking mostly about Dr. Westman's Keto challenge this week, and he will be offering to some people in the group that are interested in a follow-on 3-week thing It was kind of amazing to me and Dawn, the number of people in the group that really were brand spanking new, never ate a low carb day in their life in this group, and the questions and such, because I guess, you know, we started this journey of whole unprocessed foods in 2011 when we found out I had breast cancer, and we gave up diet drinks. I used to drink, about 3 liters of Diet Mountain Dew a day. I had such a, I never drank coffee. I drank Diet Mountain Dew. And, you know, Don had his tea with Sweet and Low.
Yeah.
We all had our stuff. And Don and I had dieted on and off, sometimes at the same time over the years at work, and sometimes different times, and had success multiple times and then failed again. And one of the things that, you know, mostly more keeps us straight now is we have each other. Yes, right. I would not ever diminish having a partner to do it with.
That's right.
To be helpful, and it's, you know, easy when you're both in agreement on the need and the how. And Don and I are, I would say we're less than 5% different on it, how we feel about it, and that's easy to blend, fix, come together on. So anyway, it's been an interesting week, a little bit of soap opera drama watching this Facebook group. And Dr. Westman at Duke in Durham, his clinic is great. So if you want a real doctor at a real hospital, a real place helping you, if you can get in, I highly recommend him. There's plenty of other people out there that offer good advice, but if you need more hands-on, you're the kind of person that does well in a group, that kind of thing, that ADAPT program that he has, I think it's also a really great thing.
Right. Well, one thing that Dr. Westman is doing, he did this because if you went to his practice, if you have type 2 diabetes and have major health consequences, you need to either see him or some other doctor. That's what he recommends. But if you are not having major health problems, kidneys, you're not on any prescriptions like metformin and stuff like that, then it's almost a waste of time to go to his clinic, because all he's going to do is tell you exactly what he's been telling us this week. Here's the 1-page list of things that you get. Here's some things that probably you're going to notice, changes that you're going to have and notice, you know, and here's basically the way to go about doing it. It's like 3 pages. That's all you have. You don't have to buy anything. There's no supplement plans. There's no special diet, anything. It's just this simple. And people keep wanting to make it way more complicated, and it's not. The one thing is, it's not complicated. It is just that simple. You cannot have carbs. 20 carbs or less a day.
He calls this prescription strength keto this week.
That's what he's doing. That's right.
And basically the idea is to have 20 or hopefully way less carbs per day.
That's right.
And he puts people on this for as long as they need it, and then sometimes people can go back up and add in. But he was very quick to say it's not you need to achieve 20. It's you'd better stay below 20.
Right.
So, and then really, again, the thing Don and I were doing is we were creeping a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And we're just trying to get back in the habit of not creeping. And for me, that doesn't mean we don't have ice cream a couple times a month, but it does mean on any given day, I'm not willing to give it up. It does mean, and he's not either, so if he's giving you the eyeball that he is, it's false, because in the background, he'll come and go, can we have ice cream? And I'm like, it's Sunday night. Okay, sure, that fits in with, I'm just not allowed to let him have it more than once a week at the most. That's my job, is to be more of a gatekeeper. But anyway, prescription strength this week, it's been a trip.
It has.
Did you really want to say something else?
No, I'm just saying is that if you're just overweight and you don't have health complications, his group he puts it out on his website, that ADAPT website. It's just out there. You just do it. The only thing that this challenge this week gets you is he's doing a video. Him or one of the people on his staff is doing a video every night.
Yep.
And if you post a pound question, one of his people on his clinic will answer the question. And for that, $9 is all he charged for a week's access. So it's a good way to get real live nutritionists, real medical people are answering your question. He can't prescribe, he can't change your medications, but he can answer the, why would this happen?
Yeah, well, another reason why people might go to his clinic is if they need help lowering their metformin dose or their insulin dose as they go low carb, because it's certainly fair to say that those that are on those medications,
they need to be careful.
They need to be monitored and as their medication, they won't need as much of their medication. I would be willing to guarantee it. And as they look, they just should have a medical doctor help them lower it. It's just safer than going out and trying to do their own guesswork.
Right. Yeah, to finish that, because we're getting way long. Literally, if you went to his clinic and you started the program under his supervision, let's say you've been type 2 diabetic for 20 years, which is very common. He would probably be adjusting your medicine before you left the office and tell you, look, when you do this you start this on Monday morning, on Tuesday morning, don't take this one. And then literally in a week, he would have made major changes to your the drugs you're taking, and probably less than a month you'd be off of them. I didn't say you would be healthy weight.
It could stick with the process.
So if you do it, he'd have you off all of your medications in probably a month.
Yep, I agree. We're still hoping Elon will come on the low carb bandwagon. This is not a plant versus meat thing. No. This is a no processed food, whole foods, cook real foods, pay for somebody to cook your food, Elon. So like if Dr. Sean Baker or one of these people could get Elon's ear, maybe through Joe Rogan again or something.
Yeah, something like that.
We're still hoping. I mean, he's already taken the risk, and I'm going to sound very New Jersey here. He's pissed off the entire world with this Twitter thing, and the stock price is barely over 100. So let's just go ahead and upset some other people now.
Yeah, while you can't go any lower, basically, might as well.
Right. Well, we've all seen that he's a little heavier at the meetings, and we care about his brain helping the planet for a long time to come, and we think he should at least try this low carb approach and see if he doesn't feel better, lose some weight. I mean, if you've got to try it at least once in your repertoire of trying things to improve your health. We think a lot of people stick with it after they try it, but. So anyway, that came up in our conversation this morning too. I sat with Dusty for a little bit and sat down here, and Tux hauls himself off his heating pad so quick to come see me, it'd make your head spin. This is part of my important morning jobs, things to do before I head back downtown. Everybody gets head pats, at least on the days I have time and I'm home. Hey, bud. Hi. Hi. This boy likes scratches and rubs and pets and pats, and you basically can't touch him and make him mad. It's great. See, and Stripe, on the other hand, who I don't see, but he's looking for, that makes him upset. Fires him up. Fires him up. Will the person in the EV6 take advantage of instant torque or not? I'm on autopilot, but I can't apply my foot to the accelerator. Wow, there's some kind of a protest over here. Protect and defend democracy. Remember something? I got news for them. You can't read their signs. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Maybe or maybe not. It'll be covered on the news. That's the federal courthouse there. So that's, I presume, why they've picked that location to, I don't know if protest is the right word, but try to spread their point, maybe. It seemed like a reasonable, non-violent crowd. And certainly part of democracy is the ability to express your opinion. Wow, there was some sort of an accident or vandalism here at St. Agnes. part of the fence is gone, the gate, and there's a wire down. Probably not power, but one of these types of cables that's on the poles. I didn't notice it this morning, but could have been there. I think the truck was upset at how slow the person in front of him was going, but I'm not sure. Wow, a Tesla Model 3 almost just turned into this lane right here. Thankfully, she saw that do not enter sign and corrected before she completely made the turn and kept going. I was like, no, 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 and I was waving at her, but I don't actually think she even saw Ruby. She was so startled that she almost went down a one-way street that, you know, she was doing what she needed to do to correct her course. Wrong way collisions, they're a thing. And there's a lot of one-way streets in downtown Raleigh, and I've seen my share of confused people. It can happen to anyone if you're not familiar with the roads. So I got clued in that the protests were due to the 2-year anniversary of January 6th. Makes sense now. This parking lot is always so crowded here at the Harris Teeter. My goodness, you just can't get near it. This is why I usually have Dawn stop on the weekend, or I try to stop early in the morning. But I need something. Well, the one more Christmas present we ordered for Johnny, this BattleBots Arena, equipped with 2 BattleBots. What are the 2 bots, Johnny?
Minotaur and Tombstone.
Minotaur and Tombstone. It came. Amazon delivered it a little bit ago. Show me Tombstone's weapon. Dang it. That's what it's supposed to do. The magnets come apart, and then I technically still have one more panel.
That hits with quite a bit of power. Oh, you can't, here, turn your weapon off. This came out.
Yeah, it's just sort of in the groove. Okay, we got the arena snapped together a little bit better now, and Johnny has relinquished Tombstone, although he's not on. What do you have to do to get him on? Press the button on the bottom.
Then press one of your movement buttons. Let's think it. What channel are you on?
2. And which spot is this?
12 base. Alright. Go.
Hey! Well, I'm trying to move the robot with my left hand and film at the same time, but you can see that this is pretty exciting.
Oh well, I only have one panel left. Uh-oh. I think that's me. No. Okay.
So which other panel on you am I trying to get off? Uh-oh, something just flew across the...
No, that was not supposed to happen. Pause.
It's time to work on the roof panels for my little house. See how far I can get. So is this the Bring On V11 garlic shrimp?
Almost, yeah. I think that's what it is.
I think that's what it could be.
Yeah. I'm
feeding us a snack before I take Johnny to Taekwondo, and Don works on the hot water heater.
Yep.
I did finish this one section of the roof. These 2 pieces are the wrong color and need to be corrected. And there's also one arch up here that's wrong. Probably don't care so much about the arch, but those black pieces there don't look good. I don't know if I'll be back on it tonight or not. We'll see.
outside
It
now.
is.
The sun went down.
Well, it wasn't as warm today.
Oh.
So the 5 degrees we lost really mattered.
Yeah, well, that was a really good. I got plenty of energy get up and go now to work on the hot water heater since you fed me.
Good. We're gonna have a steak too, but yeah. Get me some hot water.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm counting on it.
Yes, ma'am.
I got Johnny dropped off at Taekwondo, and I'm just headed back home now. It is nice to be out at this time of day. It's 5:45 p.m. And see the sunset, a little orange in the sky. It's probably prettier just a couple minutes ago, but I had to run into the vet for just a minute. It's right across the street from Taekwondo.
So I turned the heat pump down to 105 degrees this morning. So it's been sitting here and we've been using hot water throughout the day and stuff. So the hot water heater has not ran. And this flashing code here, it's not a code. E2 is the tank sensor, number 2, and it's at 125 degrees. So there's plenty of hot water in the tank. It's just the problem is the mixing valve. So I've got a part that I'm fixing to install here in a little bit. Right there, you see that shiny braided stainless steel hose right where it comes into that pipe there. I got to remove all that pipe wrap and insulation and install a cutoff valve there, and I will cut off the cold water. There's cold water going through there and leaking to the through the mixing valve. That all that insulation there, the shiny stuff in the yellow, that's covering up the mixing valve. I will remove all that when I get the new mixing valve. It's on its way, but it won't be here. But in the meantime, I'm going to turn off the cold water now that I have the shutoff valve. Okay, there's the cutoff valve installed. Of course, it leaked, and I had to work with it to get it to tighten up. But it looks okay now. Of course, that braided stainless steel hose there has a rubber gasket in it, and it sealed. It never leaked a drop. It's, of course, this end up here, pipe thread, and that's Teflon pipe sealant. And anyway, that's where I had a problem. The water is now cut off right now, and the cold water, which is that one there, is on. So at this point, I'm ready to power back up the heat pump water heater, and hopefully she's going to have hot water here in just a minute. Keep your fingers crossed. Okay, I've got it set 125 degrees. It's just now powered on. It takes at least 2 minutes, it says, after power on before the compressor will wake up. And I just turned it on. It's in heat pump mode. You can see the little dot there. So hopefully she'll have a nice hot shower here and all that kind of stuff. And again, I'm coming over here checking for leaks. See no leak yet. We'll check again. Oh, there, here you can hear it. Yeah, it's fixing to try to do its thing here, I think. It'd probably kick on because I think the water's probably a little bit below 120. Oh, there we go. Speak of the devil. And as you can hear, sounds like a little air conditioner. Alright, well, hopefully it won't be long and she'll have plenty of hot water.
I got a little package in the mail today, and something tells me it might be a Lego something. So yeah, this is Lester, the minifigure. He's an exclusive only at the Lego store in Leicester Square, London. Spelled totally different than Leicester. Thank you so much. That's just awesome. I'm thrilled to have him to add to my collection. Linda in Scotland had previously sent me this minifigure, which was a Hamley's Toy Store exclusive. I'm not aware of any other exclusives anywhere, so the UK having two different ones is pretty fantastic, and I feel privileged to have been sent these two. Again, to everybody, thanks so much. Tomorrow I will unbag them and get them a display stand and put them with one of my houses. It's time for them to be out and about in my town. I got a lot of stuff out. There's 2 more roof sections to go. A treatment for this window here that sort of pushes on, and then another peak smaller than this one but similar over here. Dawn's not done yet under the house, so I'm going to putter around for a few more minutes.